Sir.
I think it's a time for us to start.
Yes, sir. We'll start. Very good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor Shankargowda Patil, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, SG Balakundri Institute of Technology, Belgavi. I feel really humble and to introduce our today's chief guest, Mr. Bayu Wibowo, uh, who is a celebrity in the field of intellectual property right. Mr. Bayu Wibowo, a national of Indonesia, joined the World Intellectual Property Organization, that is WIPO, in September 1998, and currently works as program officer in the Intellectual Property and Economic Development Division, Office of the Strategic Use of Intellectual Property for Development. Mr. Wibo holds a degree in engineering from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, Lausanne, and master degree in the management from the Swiss Federal Institute of Management in SMEs located in Lausanne. Mr. Wibo has several years of experience in the patent cooperation treaty and has worked extensively in the field promoting accession and better use of the PCT in developing countries from all regions. In addition, he was also responsible of all the projects pertaining to patent information. He presently coordinates activities and studies related to the intellectual property and economic development and implements programs to assist developing countries and countries with economies in transition for the strategic use of intellectual property for development and for strengthening contacts with other organizations and specialized agencies to develop synergies in these areas. With this brief introduction, I present before you Mr. Bayu Vaibo. Sir, over to you.
Namaste, thank you, sir. Swagata, suswagata to everyone. I feel very honored to be here today with friends. And I had the opportunity before starting this webinar to address to one of our co-organizer. And yeah, we are going through very challenging times, but with good willingness and spirit, we can overcome it. And I know that all of you are from different background, from the academic background, you also from the private sector, industry, and you would like also to understand better how you can capitalize your IP asset in order to commercialize it, to make your invention known, not only in your region, but in all parts of the world. And the program that I'm going to introduce today is called WIPO Match. Maybe before I start about talking about the WIPO Match, I would like to start with a beautiful quote of your very wise Indian philosopher Deepak Chopra, who said, "Every time you are tempted to react in the same old way, ask if you want to be a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future." So this is all about life in general, not only about intellectual property. You are from Karnataka region, one of the most important region in India, where you have a lot of uh, uh, invention, innovations, and also you are not far from Bangalore as well. You know, the hub of IT, and sometimes we when we are confined in our place, because now in Europe, because of the pandemic situation, we are all confined in our home, and in a way this pandemic has become a kind of blessing for us. I mean, let's take the positive side of this pandemic. If we would have not have the pandemic, maybe I would have not communicated with you through these virtual meetings, because the reality is that there are so many activities now, as you know, uh, so many activities are going on everywhere in the world. As your colleague introduced, I'm working at the World Intellectual Property Organization, which is one of the United Nations specialized organization in the area of intellectual property. And when I started 22 years ago, maybe 23 years ago, when I applied for the first time at WIPO, I was wondering myself, but what was intellectual property? This is so strange name, you know, property which is intellectual, and and only now I realize that IP is part of our daily life. And recently, we have the privilege to have a new director general who incidentally also come from the region, is from Singapore, and he is a lawyer, and he said intellectual property is not only legal legal issues, but and he said that is why I always talk. I never he said I never talk about patent. I talk about innovation. I never talk about trademark. I talk about branding, and I never talk about copyright, but I talk about content. Very inspiring things, which I'm going to come a bit later. Before I start about the detail of WIPO Match, it is important to understand that WIPO, being a United Nations specialized agency, uh, the main mission is to balance the development, between the interests of the IP owners and the IP users. That is also the main challenge that we are facing in this globalized world. We have seen in different parts of the world, certain countries have decided to isolate themselves for sovereign reasons, which is respectable as well. But the reality today, we are all interconnected. And if in the 60s we wanted, for example, to get information from in a company, everyone was organized in a triangular, in a pyramidal structure. So if the CEO of this company did not want to share the information to the people below, it was impossible to get any information. Today, eh, if even if the CEO of a company doesn't want to share this important information, it is possible to get the information through different networks. And that is also the beauty of, I would say, of this globalized world. I would like to show also here to present you, the famous one of the main inventor of the 21st century is the late Steve Jobs. He said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower, and be the market leader, take risk, innovate, and excel." Okay. Uh, if you look at this, oh, sorry. Oh, if you look at this slide, that was about 20 years ago, not so long ago. You have different invention. You have a camera, you have a radio, you have a VGS, you have a tape recorder. That was what was existing at that time, 20 years ago. Now everything fit in a smartphone, what we call a smartphone. If you come back, to this quote that he said, how can you be the market leader? How can you take the risk and innovate and excel? The story of Steve Jobs is very amazing. He came at the point when the PC were leading the world. The PC were leading the world, and the Apple product, the computers. It was only for people who believe in the technology. But he was able to come with a very interesting approach that completely disrupted the business model in this area. So he decided to make sophisticated technology simple and fun to use, and also to design not only a smartphone and computer, but to do a piece of art, so that when we call, we are not only calling with a phone, but we call with a piece of art, basically. And because of the beauty of the product, people are ready to pay more, even if you can get the same device for telephone to telephone people. But at the end, we're tempted to pay the quality. We're ready to pay more because of the quality of the design of the functionalities. Just imagine that more than 25 billion applications have been downloaded since then by over 315 million over iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, and also this facility of Logic and GarageBand software to facilitate musicians to record and produce their own music. I'm not here only to promote Steve Jobs, but I just wanted to share with you what he has done. If you remember, in the year 2001, before 2001, we have Sony product, which was a Walkman. Walkman was in the year 80, 79, 80, something like that. And then suddenly in 2001, Steve Jobs came with a revolutionary machine, called iPod, which could fit into your pocket. You can put the music that you want. You could upload, download the music, in a legal manner and buy it in a reasonable manner. Then after that, he created
Ah,
also, then
ಇಲ್ಲ
he
ಅಲ್ಲಿ
also
ಇಟ್ಬಿಡು
created,
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡು
uh,
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಾಸು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್
a
ನಡೆದೈತೆ.
graphic user interface, which also revolutioned the way we could use, this iPod, which was then use all these elements with the iPhone and the introduction of this software called for the device operating system. That was the beginning of the smartphone in 2007, meaning 6 years after the first iPod was introduced in the market. So that is the result of innovation, which are concrete. And every in the beginning, everyone was laughing at him. Oh, but you will never do. You will never be successful. What are you talking? We don't need. But he came. He dared to come to be more innovative than the others. If if you want to play safe, you can play safe, but you will not have any challenging life. But if you take the risk, but a calculated risk, meaning that if you want to do an innovation on certain specific product, there are different resource places in the world on patent information that you can go through it. Of course, Dr. Sarasia will explain a bit later about this importance of patent information. In order to reinvent the wheel, in order to replicate and waste, time and waste money and waste energy. That is why, WIPO offers a number of services. And one of the services that we are also offering that India is also using is the TISC, the Technology Information Support Center, to facilitate all inventors, all entrepreneurs who want to develop specific innovation project, to guide them on how to not only file patent application for trademark, for different things like that, but also to maybe warn them that if they want to do something in this specific area of technology, they might be losing their time because someone has already done something. Look at this. This is a slide in French, but look at this. What happened? The same iPhone since 2007 and up to 2019. It was the 2018. That was the latest statistic I found on the internet on the iPhone. Look at the price of the iPhone. It went up from 400 to almost 2,000 today. 2,000 with the latest iPhone 12. Because of the technology, because of the design, because of the trademark, Apple is not probably, it is the first branding, the first trademark will have overpassed the value of $2,000 billion value. Can you imagine that? $2,000 billion. Then after that you have Coca-Cola. Then after that you have McDonald's. And whenever we talk about Apple, just by seeing the logo or just telling the name, we know that it's not the apple that for the apple pie that we're going to eat, but we know that it is the Apple or the iPhone that is used for technology. So I also want to sensitize about the importance of having in mind that not necessarily, if you want to build a business, in India, the IP system is very good. The enforcement of the IP system is excellent. In certain countries in the world, it's not always the case. So when I sometimes tell them it's better that you focus more on the trademark or the design rather than the patents if the system is not enforcing properly your right. So if we come back to Steve Jobs for this specific example, we can see that Steve Jobs during all his career used the IP system in an extensive manner with 317 utility and design patent in the USA, with 1,500 PCT application, and also he made use also the WIPO Madrid for the trademark and the Hague system to add value to this uh, technology, new ideas, to protect the innovative work in order to reward, his invention. And and today, the new Director General, Mr. Darren Tang, said, as I told you before, IP is not only about technical legal matters. It's about technology, it's about brand, and it's also about content. Now let's come to the gist, of the genesis of WIPO Match. WIPO Match, as you know, WIPO now has been dealing with the treaties related to intellectual property. And we are all today almost 1,500 staff working at WIPO with different offices in different parts of the world, uh, in Asia, in Latin America, in Africa, in Europe as well, in the United States. And why IP has become so important? Because as you could see before, IP is part of our daily life. Maybe in the beginning, if I would have not shown you that, maybe you would have not thought of it necessarily. But it's just to show that behind, if an invention is good, is an invention reach the market properly, because it's one thing to commercialize the product, to file a patent for an invention, for trademark, for a design. But it's another challenge to bring that to the commercialization stage. It's not easy at all, because you need to have a number of expert, who can help to also connect with the right partners. In 2016, 2015, the member states of WIPO, we are now 193 member states, because of the increasing, use of intellectual property, and because of the increasing demands to get support, to support technical assistance activities or innovation project, to accompany innovators, entrepreneurs towards innovative project, it was impossible for WIPO to cope on with its own budget and resources. Therefore, a number of countries and decided, and one of the leading country who, who give the push to this WIPO Match platform was the United States of America, and followed by a number of developing countries. And now this is an alternative of the existing regular budget of WIPO, and also the different support from countries of WIPO to support any kind of project which need technical expertise, resource person, financing. Of course, WIPO Match is not a miracle, but WIPO Match can at least help to identify your needs and accompany you, introduce you to the right, I would say, partner which are present in all parts of the world. Okay, the one of the motto of the WIPO Match is leveraging IP for development. This is also one of the things which is so very important. The members of the community are all having the same like-minded approach towards supporting development. And today we are 120 members from 53 countries. We will see later. Maybe I will just show you. Okay. We are 100 who have joined the WIPO Match community, 24 national offices, 6 UN agencies, and I will come back later to you, and also 3 important regional organizations. We have 15 universities. We can quote Stanford, Berkeley, and Harvard and MIT are in the process to join, and Cambridge as well. So this is a huge global community, and one of our also main partner is also the Association of University Technology Managers, which comprises more than 1,000 of partners, among others, the top 600 university in the United States. So this community of 122 partners from 53 countries in the world are all there to help with the same like-minded approach to support to support development towards Sustainable Development Goal 2030. And nowadays, it's not easy to find to find if you are, for example, in Karnataka and you want to reach out other contact, it's possible maybe to the official channel or the private networking. But WIPO, being recognized as one of the organization dealing on intellectual property, is a reliable source, for anyone who is interested to do business. And the new director general also has now is he would like to strengthen the cooperation with the private sector, not only from industrialized country, but in developing world, in countries in transition, and all interacting between each other. Because up to now, our organization have been very traditional in dealing with the main IP offices. And if you look at now the vision of WIPO Match, as I mentioned to you, is to empower innovativeness and creativity of IP stakeholders. And the purpose of this is what I'm telling you. You have a lot of resources. I was discussing with the professor, who is also attending this webinar, who is the head of 250 other universities. I mean, it's a huge. You are if you talk only about your own state, 22 million people, it's a lot of it's a lot of people and potential of to develop new innovation which can be beneficial also to your own people, and also to bring this innovation also elsewhere. Yes, not later than last night, I saw a report from Germany where the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, congratulated one of I would say her citizen for developing a vaccine for anti-COVID-19 based on the transfer RNA, something like that. I don't know exactly the detail, but this person originally was from Turkey, and with his wife, they've been living for many years in Germany, and now this group biotech has been now with Pfizer I would say the recognized vaccine, that is being used now to tackle the COVID-19. This is another example that everything it's not because we are coming, from a developing country that we cannot do something big. It's just that we need to believe in ourselves, and today there is no challenge we can overcome. We just need to be smart, to use properly the network that is available today in this world. And WIPO Match is one of the tools that could help in a customized manner, to help any project to come to its completion. I will invite later after that Dr. Saraskia Padma, who is one of your very respected person from your region. But on the top of that, she's one of the main ambassador of WIPO Match. And I've been honored to have worked with Dr. Padma for the past 4 years. And I would like also to invite her later to share with us her experience, how she sees that. So you can see on this slide that WIPO Match is also to amplify the WIPO limited resources. But it's not only that. Once you for example, you have a seeker of a project, and you match it with a potential donor, it doesn't mean that the first time this match will be successful in the sense that we can complete the project until the end. But the benefit of WIPO Match is that within a short period of time, we can immediately understand what are our needs. And if we don't have the right answer with the right donors, we can knock on the door of other member of the community and say, oh, look, we need this specific project for the Karnataka state. Can you help on the artificial intelligence, on smart cities? And this is also other things that I will come to you later to give you more detail. So this is also the thing which I wanted to share with you. This is the basically the how WIPO Match is organized. This is a database. We have a number of needs and offers. And after that, of course, because WIPO is considered as a reliable organization in terms of the needs and offers that are published, people have more trust in supporting projects which are published in our network. We are not only doing simple projects, for example, for the provision of technical assistance, or we facilitate that. WIPO is not providing technical assistance in the provision with equipment, but they are doing advising also for legal advice to organize a seminar on commercialization or something like that. But we are also doing more sophisticated project. And this brings me to one of the main partner of WIPO Match, which is the Islamic Development Bank. The second one is the United Nations Department of Economic Social Affairs. And the third one is the United Nations South-South Cooperation Division. So let me go one by one. Islamic Development Bank is an interdevelopment bank which covers the interests of 57 countries. India is part of it. And it covers, I would say, a population of $1.7 billion. In 2018, for the first time in the history of WIPO, WIPO signed an MOU with the Islamic Development Bank. And just imagine, they made available a fund of $500 million, US dollars, which means $500 million, to spur innovation in all the Islamic Development Bank countries. And since 2018, a competition for innovators called Transformers have been run for the past 3 years, now 2 years, and almost 100 innovators were rewarded. And the reward was not little. It was from $50,000 to $1 million. You can imagine, how it can be very useful. And every year, almost 1,000 people are applying for that. And even if those who have not applied, who have not won the competition, but we are still helping them as well to accompany, their project till the end. We are not accompanying them all, but if we have requests, we can help them to do that. And the idea of this WIPO Match presentation is also to sensitize you. You are the industry, you are the private sector, you are the academician, and I've been told very high about your innovation that you have been doing in your region. But sometimes we need a little exposure and push so that we can know what you are doing as well, you see. And if you do, and I believe that if your invention is good and can be beneficial to other countries, not only to the developed countries, but also to South countries, that could be something which could be of interest to everyone. And we're also doing now with Dr. Sarasiya Padmanabhan and also other colleagues from the Indian government, from NRDC India, and also with the Indian government of United States and Brazil and Islamic Bank. We're trying to do a triangular cooperation where all these members of the WIPO Match community who have common interest in doing some good project related to smart cities or whatever subject it is, we're trying to gather all these good resource people with good willingness and to do something which is going to be useful and which would be not only generating maybe good revenue for the country but something which would be sustainable as well. And that is also the reason why WIPO Match has been playing also a very important role at the United Nations Development Economic Social Affairs with the electronic platform called Connect 2030, which is basically another platform like Match, but more specialized on science, technology, innovation. And WIPO Match has been also working closely with them so that, in other words, if we have a good project coming from your region, and then we can match it with other partners from whatever region it from of the world, we can also after that showcase it, in the United Nations level, so that people can see that you are not only doing that, in your state, but the impact of your invention might be shared after that with other countries who might be also willing to work with you. And we have been also working also with the United States colleague from the US Patent Trademark Office, the US Chamber of Commerce, and we are also seeing all the opportunity to which extent we can work together and to which extent, in a win-win situation, because there is no free lunch. If we want to make it sustainable, everyone should be winning in these things. So this is, I would say, it's like how we work in the WIPO Match. We do the establishment to transform, how we transform an ID, and also we can help to design the proper ID. The WIPO Match is team also. We are a small team, but we can help to write the right project, and then bring to new business opportunities. As I mentioned to you, uh, this pandemic, in a way, has been a kind of blessing. I try to see from the positive perspective, because we always see that as a horrific thing, but it is horrific. But at least now we can communicate, and then after that, the refinement of the project, as you could see in the timeline here, can bring into more sophisticated and innovation project. Any project which are challenging, which we believe that we can do something together. If we join hand in hand together, we can be stronger. And by creating private-public partnership, and as I mentioned to you before, we are also supporting a lot the South-South cooperation. The NRDC India has also been one of the major supporter of this platform, and in last August, we organized a meeting with the minister as well, and where the government of India and RDC gave for free the compendium of technological innovation that India has developed for the past probably 10 years or more, for free to support South-South cooperation. But while this thing has been happening now between Brazil and India, two members of the BRICS country, we are also trying out to see with our friend from industrialized country to which extent we can also work with them, also to capitalize on what is being done to do business with them, to commercialize our product also in developed countries or countries in transition. And any project that will be posted on WIPO Match will have an international visibility. You will be given also the possibility to write, a testimonial about your project, what you have been doing, and how you see the relevance of your project, and why and how WIPO Match can contribute to help you. And of course, at the end, what is the rewarding part? Will be all contributing to support the Sustainable Development Goal 2030. I showed you already this slide before, and then this is also the two Sustainable Development Goals that we can say. The Sustainable Development Goal number 9, which concern the promotion and foster innovation, and the Sustainable Development Goal 17, which relate to the implementation of global partnership for sustainable development. Okay, the benefit I already show you. So, as the Mahatma Gandhi said once, as very well explained, for only if your hands go hand in hand with your head, one could properly place science in the service of humanity. So, Dania, one for your attention, and I would like now to invite Dr. Padma to join me in this, for her to share a bit, and then after that I will come with more detailed examples of what we have also achieved. Please, Dr. Sarasaja.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wibowo. Wow, it was an explosion of inspirational information. Thank you so much for taking the time out and addressing this audience. And as regards the competition called Transformers, I would like to alert the audience here. You know, when I visited Belgavi with Vivek last time, I was astonished at the quality of the projects. It was superlative. And what it just lacked was exposure. I have mentioned it to Vivek. Vivek, are you listening? Hello?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so that the quality of the innovation and the originality and creativity of the student body is something which really needs to be, given a hand holding and taken forward. We have already got the TISC, Mr. Wibowo. We have a TISC which has been set up in the Bangalore, Karnataka, the KSCST. And Vivek is part of it. It definitely needs implementing, but I can already envision, with the help of WIPO Match, the innovation that is being spurred in Belgavi, that can be taken up onto this international platform. There is tremendous scope for all of this. And, all that it needs is a little bit of encouragement, and the student body and the innovators just need to know that they don't need to play shy. They have to come out and say, this is what I have. It was really, really exciting for me to see a number of apps that the student body had developed to predict rainfall, what crops need watering at what time. Millets have special requirements. Rice varieties which need so much water, you could amplify the resources available by channeling the water in a certain way. There were so many of those, many of which probably were not patentable subject matter, but could have been of use had they been lifted to a platform like WIPO Match. On WIPO Match, we already have people who have projects. For example, if I may mention to Mr. Wibowo, the Kiljani project for the cold chain and the perishables, right? That could benefit from many of these apps which the students had made. But unfortunately, what happens in a place like Belgavi is, once the project is evaluated, it sits in a cupboard and it gathers dust. It doesn't see the light of the day. So I just want to, I just want to tell the faculty, that students, they are brilliant minds and they are fresh minds. There is a lot of energy there. What we need to do is we need to alert them that there is a resource like the WIPO Match in the WIPO, which is headed by a dynamic person who's willing to offer any support, and help to pull these things up and put them in the WIPO Match channel. What is WIPO Match? It's like a pipe with different stratas, and all these things are flowing together, whether it is branding, whether it is a patent, whether it is networking, whether it is monetary resources. When all of these flow together, there is an opportunity for you to interact and to make the most of what is available. It is an optimization. It is a making the best use of all the resources which are there together. Earlier, what used to happen was clusters used to develop, right? Clusters, for example, in Bangalore, we are called the IT hub, and all the resources were all physically together in one place, or the Silicon Valley in the United States. So these are because of proximity, physical proximity. Now here, in these times, what WIPO Match is doing, it is superseding that requirement of physical proximity. You can be located anywhere. Definitely Belgavi. If you are located in Belgavi, you are not handicapped, you are not at a disadvantage at all. WIPO Match is available to one and everybody. So all that you need to do is look at what is your invention and whether you can benefit from all the possibilities that are flowing through this pipe of WIPO Match. Just make use of it. And my experience is, once you try and see what it is, you will see so many, your head will pop. That's what I say, it pops with ideas. You just figure out what is it that I need to do, how is it I get into the pipe, and what is the best use of all the partners that are present in WIPO Match. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarasija. So, um, well, I mean, I don't know how you, Mr. Vivek, how would you would you like, maybe shall we give now the room to ask to the participant to ask question, or do you want me to continue to talk more about the WIPO match? I think it's important to have also a kind of interaction. What do you suggest?
Yeah, we'll see, sir. If there is any participants who would like to ask a question, we can take up. Otherwise, usually what we used to do is after the session, we used to keep the last for the questions. Nevertheless, now if they have any questions, they can pop up. Otherwise, you can continue with your session, and at last also we can take up questions.
Okay. Then I continue. So
yeah.
Okay, I think I will continue. Let me just show something else. Um, just a second. So maybe I will just. Can you see me? Yeah, can you see me now?
Yes, yes, I can see you, and even your PPT
Oh
also.
yeah, okay. Maybe I wanted to show you something else, but it's okay. No, I just wanted to give you three good examples which has happened during the COVID period. So the first thing that let me just enlarge the screen. How do you, okay? So when the COVID struck the world, we were caught by surprise and we were all panicked because of the situation. So one of our other very important ambassador from Latin America, Mr. Juan Ramon Silva, who is based, who lives between Mexico and Belgium, has facilitated basically a project between the network of University of Network of Monterrey, Technology Transfer Network of the University of Monterrey, who was trying to build in anticipation of the upcoming COVID. I'm talking about March 2020, to build respiratory devices for people who are impacted by COVID, but not at the critical stage, at the stage before the critical stage. And they were trying to find, and after going through the different patent information resource network, then we were able to identify two important group who accepted to work to share on basically pro bono their technology, which is Volkswagen Mexico, the car manufacturer, and SEAT Spain. And basically with them and the University of Monterrey, they were able to develop a prototype which was reproduced up to 5,000 units, in Puebla, in one of the Volkswagen Mexico places, to help the people to use that during these COVID things. That is one of the things that we were very proud of it. And it was possible thanks to this WIPO match. So because WIPO match is very informal, and we know that we live in different time zone. We about a month ago, I remember with Dr. Sarasija and Mr. Juan Ramon Silva, we were communicating with a team of Latin America, from different countries, and it was for me at 2:00 in the morning. And I mean, we were all motivated because we are again motivated by the fact that we want to do something good to help the people, and today this is also what we have. I would say we have faced all these challenges because, let's be honest, this pandemic period is not a good one. We are a little bit disturbed. Some people close to us may have, passed away. to give an example, at WIPO, one colleague passed away because of the COVID. And for the past now 5-6 months, we have been working from home because despite the fact that we are in Switzerland, this virus is really harming the people, and that is why we felt that okay, that was the first thing that we wanted to share. The second thing was during COVID that we did also was to facilitate a project in Indonesia with the University of El Azhar with Swiss technology which can filter the water into drinkable water, but not from the naphthetic sources. They can take from the river, the polluted river, in Indonesia, and we were able to raise some fundings and bring some technology, which is now going to be implemented in Indonesia through good people who wanted to facilitate this thing, to do something also social, because WIPO Match is also doing social project as well. It's not only making business, but we try to do something also meaningful for the people, to leave a kind of a legacy. Because now where I'm here, tomorrow I won't be here anymore. So if we can try to create something good which is sustainable, we have to do something, because it's our duty as well towards the new generation which are coming, and to do something also which can be good and helpful to the people. The third project that we have done also recently is the signing of an important MOU between the government of Indonesia with the IP Office of Indonesia, who has given for free 2 software to facilitate the recording of traditional knowledge and genetic resources, and also copyright works, to the 20 countries of the African Regional Intellectual Property Office based in Zimbabwe, in Harare. So it just happened about 2 weeks ago. This signing is a very important signing, because it's not only the sharing of software from Indonesia, DGIP Indonesia to ARIPO, African Regional Intellectual Property Office, but it is also a South-South cooperation, which will strengthen not only the political ties between these countries, but to develop business opportunities as well. And that is also what WIPO Match has contributed. And the last thing that we also done just recently is between a Swiss startup called Magma Learning, specialized in the education learning. This is an application to facilitate the consolidation of the knowledge. And they've been working, as you know, when you are a student, we have exam, and we try to learn by heart as much as possible before the exam. And after that, we tend to forget all what we have learned. But they have come with an application called ARI 90,000, because of Aristotle, the Greek philosopher of the knowledge, and they have been able to create a software which could be applied in any subject field, to consolidate the knowledge of the thing. I will share with you, maybe, Mr. Vivek, after this meeting, an email that you may send to all the participants of this webinar, with all my contact details and all the detail of this different project. For you to know, this Magma Learning has made a customized application for the patent examiner from the ARIPO, the African Regional Intellectual Property Office, to facilitate the consolidation of the knowledge on their daily work regarding patent information, patent examination. And this company has been just recently awarded, not later than 2 weeks ago, but in Europe, as the most, I would say, the most challenging innovation in the area of artificial intelligence in the health industry, in the health industry and publishing sector as well. So they have been working also with Harvard, with Stanford, and also the EPFL, the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Switzerland, and more than 8,000 programs of these schools have been uploaded there. So the people can just revise, online and through this application. This is also the thing that I've been thinking with Dr. Sarasija to see to which extent this kind of application might be of interest to your network. Of course, I might take more time to explain you in detail, but I will send you, I think, more detail by mail so that you can understand better. And feel free to ask any question you may wish to ask me. So I think it is in a nutshell what I would like to say. I think it would be nice if maybe Professor Anand would like to ask a question, or because I don't want to take too much. I already spoken more than an hour now. I think I don't want people to get bored to hear me.
No. Yeah. Hello.
Thank you, Professor Anand.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, it is a very nice of you, Mr. Bajoe Wibowo, to let us know about WIPO Match. So in your talk, you said that WIPO Match can have collaboration. So if there is any possibility of collaboration between our university, that is Visvesvaraya Technological University, and WIPO Match in a win-win situation to have a collaboration, so please send us. Mr. Vivekanand Sagar is associated with our university. So if there is anything, we are interested. So let us go ahead. Even this RE 19,000, what you just now said, that we are very last 2 weeks back, which is been patented. And then about that also, you please send the information. And Sir Sija Madam also gave a very informative talk. I thank both of you, and it was really nice to be with you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Mr. Vivek, how shall we proceed?
Sir, if you have anything else to say, you can. Otherwise, I'll request the host to.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, this exposure is invaluable, and the audience has to respect that. Mr. Wibowo has taken time out to explain about the WIPO match. It is definitely very heartening to see that the VTU and Professor Anand has said that he would like to get onto the WIPO match. There are certain requirements for that. And since the KSCST is already a supporter of the WIPO match, the protocol is well established. We know how it has to be done. So what needs to be done, Mr. Anand, is that VTU has to first go on to the WIPO Match platform and become a supporter of WIPO Match, by which you get an access to all that which is available on the platform. It is just a registration process of filling up some forms. There is no charge attached at all. Just if you do it carefully, there is a due diligence process which Mr. Wibowo and his team, they undertake to check the credentials, whatever is being uploaded, and then you become a supporter of WIPO Match. After that is the thing of whatever projects you have, and what is it that you can put like a pro bono offer to the WIPO Match. The NRDC, the National Research Development Corporation of India, which has become a supporter and a very active member of the WIPO Match, has put up a technology compendium of over 200 technologies pro bono on the WIPO Match, because of which now the whole world is looking at that technology which has been put up in that. Brazil is looking at it, the Islamic Development Bank is looking at it. And this allows for opportunities for collaboration. You see, the WIPO Match is not a technology transfer platform. That should not be mistaken for a technology transfer platform. It is not. What it does is it facilitates your invention from the very inception to the commercialization. All the links are strengthened because of the able guidance and the able supervision by manual by the manager and Mr. Wibowo and the architects, the team members, all of them, although it is an automated process, it requires manual intervention. And that is where, it is like a matchmaking platform. What you have to offer might be a need for somebody, right? And if you look at it as a pipe, now Vishveshwara Technology University is a huge mass, and there will be so many things coming out of it. Not all of it can come onto the WIPO Match platform. At some level, you will have to screen that what you want to put up on the WIPO Match platform. That said, after that comes onto the platform, the WIPO Match platform itself has a due diligence and a verification program. Only those that pass that screening are exposed or made visible to the whole world. So it's, of course, very heartening that you have said this, and I'm sure Vivek will assist you in taking this forward. And we look forward, I think, on the WIPO Match to seeing you on the platform. And I'm sure, encouraged by this initiative of yours, others on this webinar, in this audience, will also understand the importance of WIPO Match and participate accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam.
Yeah,
On
thank
the
you. Thank you, Dr. Sarsija. Sorry, Mr.
Sorry,
Please go
Professor.
ahead. Please go ahead.
And I
You
would
go
like,
ahead.
before I forgot, Professor, so I would like also to say that since you are also in charge, heading 250, important institution, you may also wish to sensitize them and to invite them to join, because now WIPO Match has been now supported by your own minister as well, of innovation and things like that. But you would be the first coming from a state, an important state of India. And the purpose of it is maybe I will try to facilitate I would say your project to be more visible in the international platforms from the United Nations level. Yeah, as I mentioned to you, for the Connect 2030 of the Development Economic Social Affair of United Nations, the South-South Cooperation, and also WIPO Match. And whenever we will organize something, we will try also to bring you on board so that you can share also your experience, because I know that you have a lot of experience to share, but sometimes because of the lack of opportunities given to you, visibility, it's difficult, to be exposed. And as I mentioned to you, now we have been working between countries, between bank institution, so many things. We could talk for hours, but I think the best now is probably to let you digest a bit all this information. I will follow up with an email with more detailed information about the WIPO Match, the different articles, testimonials, and then the idea could be that early next year, after the new year, you, Mr. Vivek, and your team and Professor, you may wish to come with some concrete project that we can build together, and then we can connect to the right donors, and we will inform, of course, our Indian partners, the IP office in Delhi, and also the government to put them in the picture. I think this is a very important thing. And if I also invite you also to maybe to write a short article about what you have been doing, so that it will be published in the WIPO Match platform, so people know that your university is also covering 250 units, and all these things are doing a certain type of project, and we believe that through WIPO Match we can help, and that is the way we will reach out our partners, to make you know in your activities.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Wibowo, and thank you, Dr. Sarsija. And definitely, we'll get our university will get connected to you, and we'll take it further, and it will be a great success for the university and the institutes connected with us, and also the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.
If you are hesitant to ask the questions orally, please feel free to put it on the chat box. We will read it. There's no problem.
Or if otherwise, we can also send later an email. Is also fine.
Yeah, if you want to send it by email, that would also be most welcome.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say in conclusion, if I would like to thank again for this golden opportunity, for inviting me at this webinar. I feel very honored and proud that I could, meet virtually, meet you all, and I'm very confident that we can build something in the long term. Everything takes time. Dr. Sarasia explained that it took us 4 years to build all this network, but now we are overwhelmed by the demand coming from all parts of the world. But this is good, and we are absolutely also, what is also very encouraging is that our new Director General, Mr. Dr. Darren Tang, uh, has been supporting this kind of partnership, which has been very crucial in it's a sustainable manner to make the world better in using IP. Thank you. So,
Thank you so much, sir. I request all the participants to turn on your videos so that we can take free photographs.
have you taken?
Yes, sir. It is done.
People are turning on the.
You will send me the
Sir,
picture.
sir,
Huh?
Wibowo sir, I request you to please unshare the PPT so that
Oh, sorry. How do I stop sharing? Sorry.
just yes. Now
Yes,
we are
okay.
getting all the photos.
Yeah, sorry.
Please, I request all the participants to turn on the videos. Yes, thank you so much. On behalf of SG Balekundri Institute of Technology, Belagavi, and Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belagavi, and KSST Bangalore, and my personal behalf, I would like to thank our today's speaker, Mr. Wibowo, Project Manager, WIPO Geneva, for enlightening us on the session of WIPO Match. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and all the best to all of you.
Thank
Best
you, sir. Thank
wishes
you.
for Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and Happy Christmas to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir. And the next session is at 4 p.m. and it will be handled by Ms. Sarsija Padmanabhan, who is a patent agent tutor at WIPO. And her topic would be patent research and strategies for Indian innovation. So I request everyone to join at 3:50 p.m. sharp.
So 3:50, yeah, I should
Yes,
come
ma'am.
back.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And session starts at 4 p.m. sharp.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.